So Shavua Tov, today's daf is daf Ayin Hey, and we're going to look at the Mishnah. And we're talking about the possibility of Hakoma and Hafara through a declaration of the Baal before she actually took the Neder. Ha'omer li'ishto, a man declares he's going out on the road, he'll be away for X number of months, and he says, Kol Nedarim shetaduri mikan v'ad sha'ovo mimakom ploni. During this, let's say 6-month period of time, for example, that I'll be away, and you'll take Nedarim, harei hein kayomim. I am now being Mekayim then. So he's being Mekayim and Neder before the Neder was chal, lo omar klum. And there's no machlokus about this point. You cannot be Mekayim and Neder that doesn't exist. However, now the Mishnah continues in the flip side. Can he be Mefer and Neder before it's chal? We've already seen in the past a precedent to such a thing where a man at the beginning of the year, he takes a declaration, makes a declaration that he will, any neder he takes during the upcoming year will be mufar, will be bata. So here's a case where Rabbi Eliezer, Omar mufar, harei hein mufar, he declares that any neder that you will take in the next 6 months while I'm away should be mufar, and Rabbi Eliezer validates that hafara. The Chachamim ain't no mufar. Chachamim say that just like you cannot be Mekayim and Neder before it exists, you cannot be Mefer and Neder before it exists. And the Gemara is going to explain this. Rabbi Eliezer. Rabbi Eliezer says, I have a kal v'chomer. Im Hefer Nedarim shebo l'chal isur lo yofer Nedarim shelo bo l'chal isur. The premise here of Rabbi Eliezer is the following. It's a lot easier to be Mefer Neder, which hasn't yet come into existence, than one that already has an existence of its own. And if nevertheless the Torah gives the Baal the authority to be Mefer Nedarim after they came into existence, when there's a power and a validity to the Neder, then how much more so can the Baal be Mefer Nedarim that haven't yet come into existence? So again, the premise here, and the Gemara is going to question this later on, is that it's a lot easier to prevent a neder from being chal than to destroy a neder once it's already chal. Amulo, and the Chacham say no. Hareu Omer, the Torah says in Parshas Matos, Isha yikimenu v'isha yifirenu. So there's a hekesh here in the pasuk between Hakam and Hafara. A neder that lends itself to Hakama, lends itself to Hafara. Both of these are two sides of the same coin. However, in a situation where there's no possibility of Hakama because the neder was not chal, it doesn't lend itself to Hafara. And now we look at the Gemara. The Gemara raises the following suffix according to the Shita Rabbi Eliezer. When Rabbi Eliezer says that a person can declare up front regarding future Nedarim that they'll be mufar, and that's valid, how does that work? What's the mechanics? Possibility number one is Mechel Cholim Uvakil. The neder that she takes will be chal for a fraction of a second, and then immediately it'll be butter. Oh, Dilma. Well, no, that's not what Rabbi Eliezer has in mind, but rather lo cholim klal. The neder will never emerge. Now, it would seem that this is a pedantic question, totally theoretical, and it would have no impact. I mean, what's the difference between a neder that's chal and it's immediately bottle and a neder that's not chal at all? So the Gemara says, L'maynaf Gimina, and here we're going to turn to Daf Ayin Hey Amud Beis,